Welcome back to Newstalgia, the show where we find out what happens when something old becomes something new. This week, I'll be focusing on Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1, Episode 1. Originally released on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC in 2012, it eventually saw release on several more systems including PS4, Xbox One, PS Vita, Nintendo Switch, and even Ouya? Remember Ouya? Was that a thing? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, to be honest, at this point. I totally forgot it existed. Eventually, a collection released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC that featured improved graphics on the older seasons. Jumping back into this series, I've decided to cover it by episode and not by season. One reason is because when these games first launched, they released each episode on different dates. Another reason I've chosen this way is because there is a lot to be said about each episode and the developer, Telltale Games. For those unaware, in September 2018, the CEO of Telltale announced that they were doing a majority of the studio closure. Around 90% of the workers were let go, leaving only a team of 25 employees. Just temporarily, that skeleton crew was left to complete any of the company's obligations to their partners. So once all that was said and done, they would be out as well. Employees were reported saying they were only given a 30-minute notice, and some said they did not receive any severance. During this time, the future of their Walking Dead series was up in the air. They were currently working on the final season and had actually released half of the episodes. To give you an idea of the release schedule, the first two episodes were released in August and September of 2018, while the final two were released in January and March 2019. Quite the gap, obviously, but that's because in this period, things were, well, not good to put it lightly. There's so much to talk about this outside of the game, mainly the horrible treatment of everyone who worked hard on this series, but there's also so much to talk about in terms of their work that they did while there. So by doing this format, I'll be able to talk about both of these aspects gradually in each episode. Switching back to the game itself, I was really surprised when I first played Season 1, Episode 1. I remember being disappointed when I first heard about this game. I was hoping for an actual RPG, but instead they released something very different. Luckily, the first episode was free, like a pilot for a TV show usually is, and I fell in love with it. You start as Lee, a character who has made regrettable mistakes in his life and was about to pay for them. But due to the zombie outbreak, he is given a second chance to atone for his mistakes. That atonement comes from a character named Clementine. Once you find her alone and vulnerable in this horrific new world, Lee takes her under his wing and becomes her protector and surrogate father. Their relationship is handled beautifully, and this first episode really sets up both of their personalities and fleshes them out. There's also two awesome cameos from the Walking Dead comics. Playing with the updated graphics is fantastic. This game was beautiful back in the day, but even more so now. The color really pops, and now more than ever, you truly feel like you're playing a comic book. I'll leave it at that for now, but I plan on doing one episode a month, so you won't have to wait too long to hear more of my thoughts on all of this. Anyway, this has been Newstalgia. Stay tuned for next time.